Welcome to Behind the Veil, a video podcast powered by the national nonprofit media platform American Muslim Today. Don't forget to subscribe to American Muslim Today, where the headlines meet hard truth. Across 3 U.S. states, Muslim leaders have achieved unprecedented political milestones, marking a decisive moment for faith and representation in American public life. In New York City, ZohranMamdani made history as the city's first Muslim mayor, defeating former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Sliwa with just over 50% of the vote in a record-breaking turnout of more than 2 million voters, the highest in over 5 decades. At just 34 years old, the Ugandan-born son of filmmaker Mira Nair and scholar Mahmoud Mamdani will also be the youngest mayor since 1892. His campaign, built on free childcare, expanded public transport, and affordable housing, spoke directly to the working class, not party elites. In Virginia, Ghazala Hashmi has become the first Muslim woman elected to statewide office in U.S. history, winning the lieutenant governor's race with 53% of the vote. A professor turned legislator, Hashmi's rise reflects a quiet but steady shift in American politics toward more inclusive representation. And in Ohio, Aftab Purival of Indian and Tibetan Muslim heritage was re-elected as Cincinnati's mayor with 79% of the vote, defeating Corey Bowman, the half-brother of Vice President J.D. Vance. Together, their victories mark a historic night for Muslim political leadership in America and signal a generational shift in how political power is being defined. Mamdani's election, however, now enters its most critical phase. A democratic socialist and vocal critic of corporate power, he begins his term facing resistance not just from Republicans, but from his own party. New York's Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul has already rejected his call to raise taxes on the wealthy, the funding base for his social programs. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump labeled him the socialist menace of New York, framing his victory as proof of a radical left taking hold in America's largest city. Mamdani has responded in kind. In his victory speech, he said, "Trump, I know you're watching. Turn the volume up." But the tensions extend beyond Washington. Mamdani has openly criticized Prime Minister Narendra Modi's record on human rights, comparing him to Benjamin Netanyahu, remarks that have sparked outrage in India, where Modi remains deeply popular. The reaction from world leaders has been revealing. In India, Mamdani's win drew little official acknowledgement, a sharp contrast to the celebrations that followed the success of figures like Kamala Harris or Usha Vance. BJP MP and actor Kangana Ranaut called him more Pakistani than Indian. In contrast, London Mayor Sadiq Khan congratulated Mamdani, calling his victory a turning point for Muslim representation in Western democracies. Farooq Abdullah, president of India's National Conference, hailed it as a moment of pride for every believer in pluralism. Elsewhere, leaders from Europe's progressive movements, including members of the Labour Party, Spain's Podemos, and France's La France Insoumise, praised Mamdani's positions on Gaza and social equity, linking his win to a wider Western reckoning with the politics of inequality and foreign policy accountability. Even so, the broader picture remains complex. While the Muslim and progressive left celebrated Mamdani's success, centrist Democrats also held ground. Exit polls show that economic anxiety, not party identity, drove most voters. The Democrats' message, whether from the left or the center, must now reconcile 2 realities: a call for systemic change and the electorate's demand for stability. As Mamdani said on election night, "What binds us together is who we fight for, working people." His words now define a question at the heart of America's future. Can the language of inclusion and social justice coexist with the machinery of power? That's it for now. Thank you for joining me on Behind the Veil. If you value our public service journalism, please support American Muslim Today, a 501c3 nonprofit, by following us on social media at American Muslim Today or donating at AmericanMuslimToday.com. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.